Brighton scored 8 goals, but Isaac betrayed all of us just like Judas betrayed Jesus when he only scored one out of those 8 goals. The prodigal son for Newcastle was Harvey James Barnes as he scored 27 points. Aaron Ramsdale saved two Asensio penalties. That man could have saved Jesus Christ off of the cross, while Kevin De Bruyne is having his last supper as he dined with a double-digit return. My name is Sid from the FPL Diamond Dogs with Sid from the FPL Diamond Dogs. Happy Easter, everybody. Let's start the show. Oh,
Yo.
Sid,
Oh,
what a week we've had
tips.
today. What?
Wait. I just have one thing to say. One thing to say. And this goes out to all the Real Madrid supporters. You guys said Remontada. You guys said close the lid. You guys said we're coming back. And all I saw was rice cooking. He
In our
cooked
pods.
back to
Let's
back,
go.
back to back man of matches. Come for me, come for me. Hey, and all I have to say, all I have to say to all of you people, we're undefeated against Real Madrid. United, don't talk to me. Chelsea,
What
don't
do you
talk to
mean?
me.
All of you. I was there. I was in the group chats. All of you were atting me when we were down 4-2 with 7 minutes to go. All of you
Nah,
were there.
you
All
guys.
of you were
No, wait.
laughing at us.
We're getting.
Like,
No, we'll
how do
get.
we lose a 2-0 lead?
We're getting to you. Don't worry. We're getting to this. We're getting to you. But wait.
Yeah.
I just want all these top six teams, these big six, the big six. I want them to know. I want them to understand. Yes, you people out there, the ones who said, Arsenal are out, Arsenal are done. You guys, it's because you guys have lost to Madrid over and over and over and over and over again. You guys don't know what it's like to be invincible. I know what it's like. I know what it's like.
You know what? I can't even enjoy this with you. It's hard for me to want to enjoy with you. No, I want to enjoy it with you. That's the sad. Because we were there together. You watched both games together. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, the celebrations that we had. Actually, I should have vlogged it. For the semi-finals, for both things, we're gonna vlog our viewing experience of this thing. Because there were scenes. Oh, the way the second leg. Remember those Real Madrid fans just left, bro. They were silent the whole game. Then I remember when Martinelli, look, a young chip. the way these men walk out sour. Maybe I don't even know if they paid their bill because they just walked. They just walked out from the bar. It was absolute. So
Oh,
the semi-final. Wait, who you guys playing? You're playing PSG, right? Yeah.
yeah, we'll play PSG in the
Must,
semi
we, must,
final.
we, must, we must do that or at least record if we're not together because I don't know where I'll be. But I think I should be in Durban by then. Yeah, because it's in like 2 weeks' time. Because I'm going to Cape Town, but we should be
When are
still
you going to
together
Cape Town?
end of next month. So it
So,
should be fine.
bro, the semi finals is like literally next week.
No, then we fine. Right. No, then we strong. Then we strong. No, then we good. But yeah,
No,
because the
but
scenes that we
all I have to say is, all I have to say at the end of the day,
yes,
there's
yes.
one team in England that understand what it's like to be invincible. Only one team. There's only one team, and it's us. It's
Well,
us. It's
well now,
us.
well now, I can tell you, in the Europa League, there's only one team that has never lost a game this season. There's only one team. And you're looking at this one team that goes into every Europa League match this season and says, we do refute your elves. We are not leaving here without all three or at least 8 points. We are not giving you all 3 points. And there's one team in the Europa League, and that team It lives in the theater of dreams. We thought it was going to be a nightmare. It is shaky. But then we decided with our Brazilian maestro, Casemiro, behind the wheels, our magician, our Brazilian magician, is out here just threading the
No, no,
needle.
no, 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 no. I can't take this. No, I actually can't take this.
You
I can't
guys,
actually take this
with our
because
new
I
centre
no, no,
forward,
no, no,
Harry
no, no.
Maguire.
I can't
Let's
take
go.
this. I can't take this chacharach. I can't take this bullshit, bro. I can't take this bullshit. You can't come out here. You can't come out here with chest and say you're a great team when you guys had a 2-0 lead. 2-0 lead, and somehow there were 5 goals scored.
Like we always say, we have to give the other teams a motivation, you know? That's how, sometimes football is for theater, theater. We need to create, that's why it's a theater of dreams. We have to create theater. And how do you create great theater? Is by, by making it seem like all hope is lost. But we know that plot twist is coming. And that plot twist is Harry Maguire.
I can't
the
wait.
most
You know what?
Man
I,
United
I,
signing
do you know what? I
comes
can't.
through to be the hero.
I
Because
actually.
he died as the villain, but he was reborn as the hero of Old Trafford. Let's go. I'm back. I'm excited again.
I actually can't wait. Do you know what? I actually can't wait. I can't wait for a final that's Tottenham and
Man United.
United. I actually can't wait. Do you know why? Like one of my friends today actually sat down and asked me this question. He's like, "Yo, dog, like who are you gonna support against United versus Tottenham?" And I was like, "That's a good question, actually." And then I explained it to him who I'd support. I said I'd support United. And he's like, "Dog, why?" And I was like, "No, because the problem is Tottenham, they just here to watch people. They just here to watch people. They were here to watch Arsenal, and then they don't care about actually competing. They don't care about winning anything. They just want to watch. So the next thing, all you're gonna hear the banter about is like, look, we won a European trophy, da, 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 da. And then next year when they're battling with Ange Postecoglou in the Champions League, and they're wondering what's going on. Why are we losing 6-0 to RB Leipzig? They'll be like, but Arsenal made it to the semi-finals. And let's say Arsenal go out in the semi-finals. They'll be like, but Arsenal made it to the semi-finals. So guys, it's okay. We're here though. We and Arsenal are here, and we have a trophy over you. And I'm just gonna be like, and I'm like, I don't want any of that. Actually, I don't want any of that because I'd rather watch no hope in Tottenham. I'd rather watch them just lose their hope at once. And then it comes to United. Where it comes to United, why I want to support United. I want them to go into Champions League. Because United supporters are the best supporters to watch. The slow decline. Like this season, after you guys have won an FA Cup, you guys come into the Premier League and you guys have bought all your players and you guys are like, yes guys, Eric Ten Hag is gonna do it for us. Ineos is coming. We're winning the league. There were people out there at the beginning of the season who said, what was the quote? One of the quotes? Who's the defender you guys bought?
Delict.
Yeah. There were people out there saying every first season Delict has been in a team, they've won their league. Show me where you've won your league. Show me where you've won your league in his first season.
I can tell you. You can roll back the footage. For when you make our predictions. I didn't think I had Man United out the top 4. I think that is like 5th or something. No. Those are delusional.
Bruh. You were even being delusional by even putting them 5th. You were even delusional by putting them 5th.
Okay. In hindsight, that was a wise place to put us. I didn't know what would happen. No one could predict this. No one.
So,
this level of capitulation.
But that's my point. So as the season's gone on, you've watched the hope, the joy. It's like watching. You know what? What I think of watching United supporters watch United season the season. It's basically when your parents, if you were forced to watch your parents have sex, because it literally, it literally ruins life for you. It would literally ruin life for you. You would slowly, the way life just disappears from your eyes is the same way United supporters' life just disappeared from their eyes. Like this whole season, and now suddenly, you know what the best part is though? The best part of all of this is life disappeared. But then you guys have gotten better and better at Europa. And look at the way life has reappeared. So all I want to see is I love to see the ups and downs of United. It's the the way the way I love to see like how you guys call it the theater of dreams. This is it's a theater of dreams for a reason because all you guys do is just dream. All you guys do is just dream. Because now
future, a better tomorrow, in this theater. Let's go.
and now
Like
and like now the best part is I get another year of this. I get another year of watching you guys cry because most likely you guys are gonna have a nana. Most likely you guys are going to Champions League. Most most likely. Most likely, you guys are gonna. Now there's a whole log. Now there's a whole table. There's a whole table now. It's not just in your own group. You sit at the bottom and hey, we're out. We're out. So it's fine. We just go home quietly. No, you gotta play games. You gotta play games, my guy. You gotta fight your way on that table. Arsenal came third on that table. Arsenal came third on that table, my guy. We fought our way on that table. And you know what? And you know what? It's gonna be
a funny statistic. Sorry,
What?
before you go on your thing. So a funny statistic is that the teams that came second, third, and fourth in both the Champions League and Europa League made the semi-final. It's so that league table is actually a thing. It's actually a thing. The team that came second, third, and fourth, and all the teams that came top. So Liverpool and Lazio. Whoop, whoop. But everyone else that came second, third, and fourth in the Champions League and Europa League table, because we came third, you also came third. They're all in the semi-final. So clearly, this league thing is actually a correct parameter to show who's serious about Europe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually an advocate for this thing because that means also serious. We took it seriously. We got our good legs. We made sure all of our home ties are there and we're all ready to go. So congratulations. I'm an Arsenal fan now because I wanted, because now I don't care how Arsenal do. Before I was sad. Now all I care about is Man United winning. If Arsenal win the trophy, you guys, you've worked at it. You know, power to the people. Support your hustle. For me now, I can watch you without any hate or malice in my heart. That's all I'm saying. So you're right by saying that it's better for you that United win because we won't hate on you. We'll just let you live your life. You know, we'll let you live and be strong, and we will just celebrate for us. We're gonna be like when you won the FA Cup and you're like like so we're just gonna be happy for our own victories. Tottenham will celebrate you getting knocked out more than celebrating them winning.
Nah, they will. They will. They literally. They'll sit there. They'll sit there. Yo, guys, if we beat this team, then we might make Arsenal finish at this place. So therefore, this is the game we must show up in.
Even if you both get knocked out, they will celebrate you getting knocked out. They won't worry about themselves. We will be sad if we get knocked out just for
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I want United to win. Because then I get to watch that United
the
fair.
celebration. Oh, the way I'm gonna be singing that Champions League song, bruh. I know because I don't know what it sounds like. I've just been hearing Europa music for way too long, bruh. For way too long, I'm just.
Why are you lying? They played the Champions League song at the Europa game this week.
I only learned it only saw it for 6 game weeks, my guy. I never got to see it for a long time.
No, but they played it at your quarterfinal. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking.
For me, I'm saying for me, because I just watched us
You
just not
see,
get it.
this
That's
is why. This is why I love United supporters. They love to be Delulu. The man is out here claiming. Man is out here claiming. I've not heard the Champions League song. Literally in his game, the game which like you guys should have lost. Lacazette doing the most. Lacazette did the
out of
most.
retirement home, retirement home,
Aye.
like I said.
Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was speaking to other Arsenal supporters today, and they were like, "Yo, I was about to forgive Lacazette for what he did in his last few seasons at Arsenal. If he did what he did, if he did the right thing, because he was doing the right things, and then United get a penalty, and then for some reason, they're like, wait, guys,
We can
wait."
we can score. Can I tell you, Sid? The thing that shocked me the most was not that we concede, because that happens every week. With the 9 goals, it happens every week. When I saw us, I'm like, wait, you guys know how to score a goal. I'm like, this is now I'm seeing Vane, you can trap. I'm like, when was this trap? And I'm like, now okay, fine, Maguire in the box, cool. Then Bruno with his penalty. Then Gallo all of a sudden can shoot from outside the box. I'm like, what? What team? Now we're tracking back. I'm like, also like cut back pass. Always making runs from midfield. I'm like, where have you guys been hiding this whole season? I'm like, so then that's what frustrated. Actually, that's what made me angry. Is that these Aussies
You
actually
see,
know how to play football. They know how to play football.
you see, this is why I love United
No,
supporters. The way he turned around, like halfway through the season, this man is like, "I'm done with my team. I don't care about my team." And
I
then,
don't.
one game after one game, this man is like, "Yo, we're world class again. Wait,
No,
we
no, no,
can
no,
do
no,
these
no, no,
things. We can score goals. I can roll back this. I can roll this back if you want, and I can keep repeating it over again,
I
just
was
and
just
over and
saying how
over
angry
again."
I am.
Yeah,
That
you're
these
angry.
these
You're
players
angry
have this
because
in them. So they
you
have it in them, Sid. So the
you
potential
see,
is there. That's what I'm
that's
saying.
my point. That's my point. You guys, after one
Hey,
game where you guys do something, then guys, the potential's there. We
we're
should be
back.
winning.
We're back.
We're back. We're gonna win the league. I bet you.
Hey,
I guarantee you right now. There are a group of United supporters out there who will be shouting from the rafters like Mark Goldbridge, "We're winning Champions League," or "We're winning the league next season," just because. Just because.
there's not me. You're here on this podcast. I'm just mad because now I saw us actually play football. So it's a possibility. So
Oh, you
that's
see,
all I'm
now it's gone to a possibility. You guys are gonna go from 15th to number one in one season.
No, 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 no. Winning the league is not happening. We are gonna next season. I'm going for a beautiful top 8 finish, fam. A nice top 8, consolidate. That's gonna be me next season. That's me next season. A nice consolidation.
So
A
not even
nice
aiming. Not even aiming for Champions League again.
No, 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 no.
So you guys.
We're gonna figure it out. Then I want us to, once we felt it out in the Champions League, for us to then regroup and then spend the season no Champions League and focus just on the Premier League. In that third season, that 38 games of just focusing on Champions League, I mean on the Premier League, that's when United are gonna come back to being top 4. That's the goal. It's a 3-year plan. 3-year plan. That's my delusion. A 3-year plan. Next season, Champions League top 8. Yay! And then one season that's just Premier League. Once now we've had 2 seasons of Amaron. We've got rid of Chacharach. He's brought in his players. And then you'll hear Tibbs with his chest here, puffing it out. And the theatre of dreams will be awoken again. The fortress of solitude will finally breed a new Superman. We are back, baby. Let's go.
Hey, bro, I'm happy to watch the demise of United for another season. I'm happy to watch the demise of you because now the best part. You know what the best part is going to be? The way you guys are going to go into the transfer market. Say, first of all, your team has come. Your club's your management has come out and said we're broke. We don't have any
They
money.
all we broke as fuck. No,
I know you're broke as fuck, but I guarantee you spending 150 mil this season.
no, it depends on if we can sell. Because we're looking to sell Rashford, and Sancho. So we need to sell those Chacharachas, and then because because that's how bad. Because if you want to know like logistics about how broke we are, like we are so stupid with how we bought our players. The moment the transfer window opens, we owe 49 million rand already. That's how we broke. So we've already spent 50 million because we still have to pay for Anthony and I think Hoyland. We still haven't finished paying for those motherfuckers. So like next season, we're still paying for Hoyland and Anthony to be in our team. So the transfer window goes 50 million gone. So we've already spent 50 million already before the transfer window opens. That's why we're broke. That's why we need to be selling alls. So that's why I'm like, hey,
No,
Rashford, carry on scoring, my guy.
but that's
Carry
why.
on taking Aston Villa to the promised land. Carry on, my guy.
But
So
that's
that we
why.
can get you a nice 50 million and then we're done. We've broken even. We've broken even and then we can continue going. Let them
But
carry on.
that's why I want to watch the transfer rumors because
On.
United supporters are gonna go crazy for who they think they can get and who they actually can get.
So you're not. Oh, that's why we need Europe. That's why we need Europe. We need the money, guys. Like this is not me being a vanity, delusional, whatever, whatever. The reason why we have to make Champions League, we need the Europe money, guys. Like that. Like that's why I'm saying we could not qualify next season. It's fine, but we need Europe money to win because then same as Chelsea. The reason why Chelsea haven't signed the new shirt sponsor is because they want to be in the Champions League because then we can get a good shirt sponsor. So we need it for that's I'm doing it for business. This is nothing with delusion anymore. This is no more about this is me about being serious, about us making a business decision about trying to compete as a club. That's why I'm saying we have to make Champions League for those
Yeah,
reasons.
yeah, exactly. That's why. That's why.
You know what? Let's actually start this nonsense show since you're out here being ridiculous. So,
I'm not
um,
being no. Wait. I'm not being ridiculous. I'm just
you're
out
not
here.
believing in Tilt. You're not believing. That's the point. You're not believing in the boy.
Although I won't lie, you guys are gonna play Bilbao first.
Yeah, I know. And the sad part is the final is actually in Bilbao. So Bilbao is actually like, yo, guys, we don't even have to travel for this final if we beat you guys. So um, I'm like a little bit stressed about that, to be fair. But like, because I thought we won because Lazio was meant to play Tottenham if they fell the way they should have fell because Lazio was top. So then yeah, so Bilbao actually beat us in the log, so they came second. So it's gonna be rough out here, and Bilbao does bring problems. But if we can't beat Bilbao home and away, we don't deserve Champions League. That's what I'm saying. So then
Bilbao's
that's
a
how
good
I
team though. Bilbao's a
no,
good
no, no,
team
no,
though.
no, no. I have no doubt that Bilbao's a good team. I'm just saying if we can't beat them home and away, then we don't deserve. You don't deserve to make the Champions League. That's what I'm saying. Like if you guys lost to Real Madrid, I was like, yeah, you lost to Real Madrid. You know, you fought hard, whatever, whatever, whatever. But if you guys got like, what is it? Like Bunshin Machan Glak, you know what I'm saying? If you got like that team, and you guys lost, they're still a good team. But I'm like, yeah, you guys, you should expect to beat them with the talent that you have. So with the talent that we have, we should beat them. But if we don't, you know what? You'll see Tibbs go back to not caring anymore about United and his focus purely be on fantasy. You'll see the life leave his eyes. You'll see. So let's just keep Tibbs happy. Look how happy he is. He come today, he's vibing. Woo! Yeah, I woke up this morning. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me go for a run. I didn't, but the thought crossed my mind to go for a run. That's how United made me woke up and be like, hey, I'm easy. I'm like, yes, I'm easy on Friday morning. I was like, let's go. I was ready. So yeah. So I want to feel like this for the rest of the month. I feel like that'll be a good way. That's a good way to end the month, you know.
Okay, okay, okay. If
Oh,
you say so.
okay. Well, since we've recapped for the people, let's go back to why everyone should be here for our
Yeah.
FPL. So you know how we start every season, every episode of
Every
FPL.
season,
We go
we start
every
every.
season. Yeah, every season, every episode is a new season, because then you never know how Tim's gonna feel today. But how we start this game week is the person that came second starts the show between the two of us, and Sid with his resurgence. Oh, he's coming. So Sid very gradually beat Tibbs today, this game week.
Gradually.
Yeah. This great. So Tibbs is gonna start us off because Tibbs came second. So now it's us time. So Tibbs had a dilemma for this game week, right? His dilemma was what to do with his transfers. Because as we said, very accurately predicted about Tibbs' team, um, there's some possible strike three outs that Sid made sure that that had to happen for Tibbs' team, and they were in the sign of ice cold Palmer and Philip Ronaldinho Foden, and Tibbs very passionately and without any basis of form of any references said he believed in Phil Foden. He's like, you know what? There was a gut feeling that I had about Phil Foden. And I just realized it was gout. That's what that gut feeling was. That's the issue. I realized I should have gone to my doctor beforehand. I should have, you know what I'm saying? I should have gone. Because that feeling showed me that nothing was possible. As Foden got me the biggest zero I've ever seen in my entire life. So, in hindsight, Tibbs realized he should have listened to Sid,
Oh,
which is kind of the mantra of this whole, this the whole Diamond Dogs. Once I've started listening to Sid, and if I listened to Sid, I would have done so much better this season. I would have got well back. There were things I would have never had Pedro Porro for as long as I did. Like there were things that whenever I've listened to Sid, it's worked out for me. So I apologize in this group now of I went with my gut and my gut never worked. I should have just gone to the doctor first when I said I feel something in my gut. I thought it wasn't. So I apologize. But I got 76 points this game week, which was like 20 points above the average. So I was like pretty decent. But also when you add the 200K, like it's nothing. Like so, like that's like we're not here to be average anymore. So Sanchez got me 1 point in goals because I believed in Chelsea. Again, stupidity. When did this come across that I decided Chelsea are a good defense? Again, stupidity. So Sanchez got me 1 point. Guardiola, I don't. You having a double and then you leaving my team. Guardiola got me 1 point. Livramento, my good old 8 points. Now, Munez, let's discuss this. Munez, you had 2 games to play this game. Two game. That's 4 points. That's 4 points. 2 games, 4 points. That's the minimum you expect from your double game week defender. You never got any yellow cards, then or red cards, and somehow you end up with -1. Explain for 5 marks. I have 2 defenders on my bench getting clean sheets, and you with 2 games got me minus points. I could have taken you out for a minus and gotten more points, but he got me -1. Saw got me 7. Very lucky because the whole Saw Eze debate, Eze nearly scored a goal, but he was a fraction offside. Palmer, who said told me to leave my team, who has officially left my team. Like before this episode started, there's no Palmer in terms of team anymore. He got me 4 points. Salah got me 6. Murphy's Law carrying our team with 19 points. Mateta also, again, Mateta, you had 2 games. That's 4 points. I'm not asking for a lot. You don't even have to do anything. Just 4 points is what I asked for from your double game week. Somehow you got me 2 points. That Judas of Isaac, that was my captain this game week, got me 22 points. And Mamouche, surprise, 7 points. And also, spoiler alert, possibly looking at being my captain this game week, got me 7. Raya got me 2 on my bench. Foden got 0 on my bench. Konza got me 7, and Croquez got me 6. And I used no chip So I used no chip and I used no transfers just because this time I had a gut feeling of I never felt like Isaac was good for triple captain, and I never knew what was going to happen with Foden, so I never wanted to bench boost. But considering my bench boost would have got me 15 points, that's better than the triple captain would have gotten me. So I would say that I made an error there of if I bench boosted, I would have got more points than if I triple captain. So that time it was I overthunk it, and if I were to go back, just as a fantasy person, I would have then I could have now triple captain Marmush for this double game week, and then I would be fine. But we live and we learn. And if I was certain Foden would have started, I would have definitely bench boosted. But I should have not had the problem of Foden to deal with because I had a transfer to deal with it. So those are my mistakes. But all in all, happy with the boys. Marteta and Munez, we have to have a discussion. But Murphy and Mamush, yeah, shout outs. And Saw, just keeping it, you're 5.6. I'm not expecting you to change the world, and you never. But, you came in and you just did your job. 4 points and an assist. That's all I asked for. I'm not asking for you guys to change. Get the 4 points that you guys get for playing 2 games and then an assist. I'm not asking for the world. Just at least get me the 4 points. But we're gonna try again as Mateta and Muniz have another double. So this week, can you get me at least 4 points and Mateta a goal? That's what I'm asking for. I'm not asking for you to change the universe here. Simple as that. My other players will do their job. So that's my game week. Sid, the floor is yours.
Okay. I mean, not a bad game week. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have that great of a game week, to be honest. I did beat Tibbs, but I had a triple. I used my triple captaincy chip, and I'm not very happy with the chip use. I ended up with 87 points. It is like 31 above, but it should have been a lot more considering a triple captaincy chip was used. Someone managed to triple captain Barnes this week, and they literally with Barnes themselves scored
Would have got
basically
87.
like my
Would have got your points, yeah.
yeah, literally would have gotten 80 points
Yeah.
just on Barnes himself. So yeah, fun times. Um, but yeah, so I ended on 87. I had Raya for 2, Saliba for 2. If they had not conceded off that shitty ass fucking penalty this
Yeah.
weekend. It was this weekend where there was a penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
double checking.
That wasn't the penalty. That was the weekend before when Skelly was wrong.
Oh yeah, it was the weekend before. This weekend,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That was
I
Skelly.
literally I was at a friend's wedding and I was like watching. I saw Partey scored, so I was like, oh okay, let me put this game on. As I put the game on, Vissa puts it in the back of the net. Literally the guy next to me, while I was sitting down for dinner, looks at me and he goes, who do you support? And I'm like, I support Arsenal. And he's like, so you just switched on the football right now to watch them score against you? And I was like, yep. And he's like, yep. And I literally was just like, okay, well, I, and like, luckily his girlfriend or his wife, can't really remember whether it was his wife or girlfriend, but she's an Arsenal supporter. She holds Arsenal women's season tickets, and Arsenal season
Oh, shit.
tickets. So she's like a full-on Arsenal supporter, and so she like saw my face drop, and then when she heard I support Arsenal, she was like, "No, don't tell me." She's like, "Please don't tell me because I can't take it right now. I need to enjoy the night. One of my best friends is getting married, so just don't talk to me about this." And I was like, "Nope, we're both gonna cry today."
Let's go. Let's suffer together.
And I was because if they hadn't scored, if Vissa hadn't decided to do Vissa things, I would have had an extra 8 points just for fun. Minoz, hey, my guy, like Tibbs has already said a lot, but I'm just disappointed. That's all I have to say. I'm just disappointed. I've seen you been doing things this whole time. You've been in my team for so long. You've been doing so well, and now you just left me disappointed. I know you can do better. I know you can do better. You've been doing better, and you've just fallen in with the wrong crowd, and it's time to pick yourself back up again. Carry this team. Then I had Burn with 7 points, Rashford with 3 points, Saw with 7. Yeah, you forgot that I have Rashford, don't you? You forgot that I have Rashford.
That's it. And man was vibing in that Champions League, fam. Yo, he was out there in Paris. Yo, in PSG, man was out here firing on all cylinders, bruh.
And guess who has a double game week this week?
I swear. Sid, there's none of this. There's no more here, fam. We've forgotten about this. This is done now. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
I'm literally if Rashford scores, bruh, next episode, all I'm gonna do the entire time you're doing your rant, I'm just gonna be doing this the entire time, and I will have this background. I will have this background on, and I will just be doing this just for fun, just for fun.
Continue with your nonsense. Continue. With
Yeah, Saul with 7 points. Justin Murphy with 19. He might have been a better option, to be honest, from my perspective, to triple captain this week. But hey, we are where we are. Salah with 6. Isaac with 33 as a triple captain. Marmoush with 7. Mateta with 2. Konza with 7 on my bench. Nico Williams with 2 on my bench. Saka with 1. Areola with 2.
So you also would have gotten more points if you bench boosted only by like 1, and then you would still have your triple captain to vibe with.
No, I don't think so. I think I would have ended up with 12 points, and I would have lost 20 points, about 22 points. So I still
because then if you just captained Isaac would have got 22, and then triple captaining then takes him up to 33.
Oh yeah,
so you only gained 11 points.
Yeah, if I bench, but I think I can do.
But you're bench boosting this game week, right?
Yeah, I'm bench boosting this game week, and I think I can do
this game week might come at 5.
There might be some crazy moves happening this game week. Just
I know, me too. I have 2 transfers. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but there's some consolidation and some thinking I have to do. But I have 2 transfers coming from my bench boost, and I'm either going to be high Delulu, smart move, or just a safe move. So there's levels to this game.
I mean, to be honest, also as well, this week did well for me to climb rank. I'll be honest, I got green arrows all the way through. Not like the biggest green arrow, but I'm getting down to the lower 1 million. So
yeah, I'm still rustling around the 220k. So I'm still out here where it's rough. Where I think I lost 10k difference. So I was like 226. Now I'm like 230 something. So I got a small red arrow, but like it is a small thing. So, but now that we're actually using chips, I'm like, whoop whoop. Now it's time to come. The 150. My goal is by the end of the game to be in the top 150k. Or let's go 180. Yeah, just a 50k increase. 180. Yeah, let me go 180, and then when I use my triple captain, then I'll be 120, and then I just smart transfers until the end of the season. Okay. Oh, and also the free hits. So then free hit 100k, then smart decisions from then out. So those are my plans of when I use my chips, I need to get an increase, and then I just play smart from there. Because I have 3 more chips left. I have my bench boost, my triple captain, and my free hits. So I just need to use those chips very selectively and smartly and make sure that I capitalize when I use those chips. Alrighty. So, you ready for our favorite segment? Call up, trust, believe, and strike three, you're out. So call up is exactly what it needs to be. It's a call up of, you know what, you see somebody from across the room, and it's like Jesus when he saw Judas from across the room. He's like, you know what, you're gonna betray me. So I'm just gonna call you up, and what is gonna happen? And he's like, cool, trust. I'm like, I trust because I know in my heart the person that kisses me on the cheek is the person that's going to believe me. So he called Jesus up and he's like, I trust you because I know the guy that kisses me is the one that's going to betray me. And he did. Believe was like, you know what? I still love you, even though I know you're going to betray me. I know it. That's the belief. And strike three, you're out, is when he obviously was betrayed. And hey, man was gone. Only for 3 days, but man was gone. So it's who are you gonna choose to call up this game week?
Ah, calling up this game week.
Yeah, yeah,
It depends. I need to. It depends. I'm thinking either Mikel Merino,
yeah.
but also Havertz might be back soon.
Yeah, I saw
So,
Havertz. I saw Havertz is
although,
Havertz and Jorginho. Yeah, Havertz and Jorginho might be
although
making comebacks.
I might just want Arteta to not play Havertz because Mikel Merino scored goals like nobody's business and assisted like nobody's business as our number 9. So
And also, like Havertz, you must save him for the Champions League. Man is
no, I don't
in
want
the
him to.
Champions League
I don't
final.
want him. I don't
Man
want him.
knows how to score in the Champions League final.
I don't want
I'm
him
just
in the
saying,
Champions League final. I
that's
don't
his
want him.
thing.
I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't think you get it. A part of me does not. I don't want to change. Don't break what's not broken. Don't change what's not broken, man. Like just leave it. It's doing its thing. Let it do its thing. Man does not need to come back for PSG. He does not need to pull another Chelsea here in the last minute of the last game. Man goes and scores, and he's like, "Yeah, guys, I'm here too. I'm here too." No, you weren't here. You weren't here. Anyways, yeah. So I'm thinking Mikel Merino. I'm also thinking a Man City player. Just hold on. I need to just go to my team. Yeah, I'm also thinking a Man City player, and I am maybe thinking of another Villa player. So 3 top
Okay.
choice. I'm looking at. I'm weighing it up and deciding, and because I just made. I think I kind of need to attack the double game week a little bit harder
Yeah.
for a bench boost, and I want to make sure that like right now there's 5 players in my team. I don't know, 6 players in my team who do not have a double. So trying to change maybe 3 of those players into doublers.
No, yeah, okay, yeah. No, that's fair. Like mine is very similar as well. So I've already, because of people were losing prices and gaining prices. So then in the midweek, I already took out Palmer because he was dropping like a house on fire. So Palmer was dropping price like a house on, which is fair. So then I already used one of my transfers to take out Palmer for Saka. So I've already brought in Saka. He even though he missed a penalty, he's still on penalties. Um, he's gonna, I think, start at least one of these games. Um, I'm hoping for Ipswich away, but even Crystal Palace, because we've had Muniz, we saw that hey, they love conceding for fun. So that's why I brought in Saka for that purpose. I have one more free transfer, but I think I'm gonna make 2 more. And I don't know which 2 I should take because I have to get rid of Foden. So that's the that's the main thing. Foden has to go. But I haven't decided who I'm gonna get rid of him for. So it's either gonna be, like you said, another Man City midfielder, an Aston Villa midfielder, or I might go for Moreno. So then that's also one of the 3 decisions I have to come up with. And then I was thinking of getting rid of the defender so that I just have double Arsenal at defense. Because if it's not Moreno, double Arsenal defense. Because everyone that's bench boosting or everybody that has a double this game week, mostly they're gonna go for double Arsenal defense. So if I don't have double Arsenal defense, I'm already on the back foot already because everyone will probably be going for double Arsenal defense this game week. So Moreno
Yeah.
probably will fall out purely for that reason. Of Havertz also could be back. So, but that's yeah.
No, I think
So
Havertz will only be back for the PSG game right now from all the
okay.
all the thing. So Arsenal will play 3 games before that, and there's a likelihood that he might return for that PSG game. But
Okay.
I think yeah, when you're looking at the defense wise, it does make sense considering Arsenal. If they win, I think it gets to the point where if they win their next 2 games, it's mathematically impossible for them to drop out of the top four.
Yeah.
So I think Arteta will go hard with the next 2 games. Also because there's still a decent break from now because they blank
Out of
next
the
game.
FA Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're blank next week, the week
Yeah.
after, sorry, and then they play 1 game, and then we have Champions League.
Yeah.
So it gives it like I feel like this game week is gonna be. I think he'll go heavy with both his team, like go heavy with the team, just to make
Yeah.
sure to secure that top four spot. Because also it's very simple fixtures: Ipswich and Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Ipswich will be a decent, like should be easy win, and
Mm-hmm.
should Crystal Palace could go one of 2 ways because it also is one of our bogey teams.
Mm.
So like I think he'll go quite stacked for that Crystal Palace game, but also on the other end of the spectrum for those who have Palace players, be careful. I just want to say that because Palace are in FA Cup.
Yeah.
So, like, I do think a lot of those Palace players are going to be rested for that Arsenal game before the FA Cup because Arsenal play them, like, I think 3-4 days before FA Cup.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
no, yes, yeah. So yeah, yeah, I wouldn't buy any more Crystal Palace players, but if you have them, you have to keep them. But I fully agree with that. Where I definitely think, especially for the Arsenal game, that Mateta is a player that might get rested, or at least not start. Like I think all of the players will play, but I definitely think that Crystal Palace aren't in European contention. The FA Cup is their big thing, and they're also playing. I think they're playing Villa in the FA Cup, so that's also a thing for Villa of to be careful about your Villa assets. Of they also are playing in the FA Cup, so the same thing we're saying about Crystal Palace players. Same thing goes for the Villa players. So I wouldn't buy any more. Whatever you have for those two teams is what you should keep, and you should then obviously just add look at the Arsenal and City players. But if you are going to get a City player, I haven't seen Morgan Rogers be benched like even when they were playing Champions League. Like he might get less minutes or whatever, but he plays every game week. So he is a Villa player, not Rashford. He's a he is a Villa player. He's a Villa player that I would recommend for consistent starts. But yeah, so I think I'm in the same boat as you. Is we have two transfers and we're just trying to figure out how to get the best use of those two double game week transfers. So yeah, that's also the decision that I'm going through. But Foden, oh yeah, so then who am I choosing to try? Yeah, so then that's pretty much the same. We have the same call up needs, if you will. So we will decide who we're gonna call up. So trust the person I'm choosing to trust in is my captain, Courageous Marmoush. So I'm gonna be captaining him because yeah, Haaland I think is gonna start. I don't know, like he's gonna come back. Haaland's coming back. I don't know if he started training or, but Haaland is on the comeback.
you
Is the
sure? I thought
issue?
Haaland's out for the season.
No, 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 no. That's what I sort of. No, he's not out for the season. That's what I sort of. So that's what I said. I don't think he started training, but he started at least running. You know what I'm saying? So he started running because I know Foden only started training on Friday. Oh, yesterday. Sorry, yeah, yesterday Foden started training. So that's why he's out. Yeah, Foden and Akanji started training yesterday. So then they're only going to have like 2 days of training before the game. So I'm not willing to take that chance on Foden. So and watch him now score. But So Mamush's timing on for being a definite starter, because even though you can still start with Haaland, I think for him as the main guy for Man City, this is his last time for like at least for a while. So that's why I'm choosing to trust him because I'm giving him my captain's armband this game week. So I'm gonna trust and believe that he's gonna deliver the goods because I think that out of all of the teams, he's the most guaranteed for minutes and fixtures. I would love to make it Saka. If I could guarantee Saka's two starts, but he never even finished the PSG game, even though not the PSG game, the Real Madrid game. He never finished both Real Madrid games, and those are must wins. These are not real must wins, but they're good wins for them. So I can't trust in his minutes. So that's why it's Mamush. But if not, Saka as a young punt. So that's my trust. Mamush.
Okay. My trust will be. Nah, I'll leave that for later. My trust, my trust will be honestly. My trust is in Saka for this game week. If I don't sub him out for Marino, I would trust in Saka.
Okay.
Just because, just because the way I'm looking at it, I think, yeah, he might not play the full 90, but I do think he'll play around 60 to 70 minutes of it. I think what will end up happening with Saka for this, especially this double game week, because he needs to gain more fitness for the next leg of Champions League. And the only way he's gonna the only way he's gonna gain that fitness is by playing games. And I think that's also the reason why you're seeing him being pulled off of the field around 80 minutes. Like the Champions League game, he was pulled off around 80, 85 minutes. And it was just, it was the moment Arteta felt like, oh, okay, cool, like, we don't need him anymore to do anything. That's when we brought, like, we were like, okay, cool, it's fine, you don't need him. And we'll take him off. So I think to get Saka minutes and to get him some fitness and some game time in between the period of like now and Champions League, I think he will play. I do think he will play every game, but I don't.
Okay.
I agree with you. He doesn't play the full game. I don't think any of those games he plays full 90. Maybe the week before Champions League they might think about the full 90, but I still don't even think it'll be the full 90. I think maximum you're gonna get 60 minutes out of that man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Or like, or maybe you get 60 minutes start against Ipswich, and then against Palace it'll be like come on for the last 20 minutes sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. No, yeah, so yeah, but that's the same because that's my belief is Saka. That's why I brought him in. Yeah, so I believe in him. So that's why I everything you said is exactly the reason why I brought him in. Where I'm like, you can't just rest him. Like he's not like he's been fit for a while. That's always like that's why it's taken so long for him to come back. That's the thing that he needs is match games. Like in
Yeah.
the injury isn't really a thing. It's his match fitness. So that's why people are like, oh, they're gonna rest him. I'm like, no, he's fit now. Like there's no injury issue. It's his match fitness that's the issue right now. So that's why I think, especially with the break, like you said, between the games until the Champions League semi-final, I think that he will play. So I'm choosing to believe in Saka, and that's why I brought him in.
Okay. Well, my belief though, my
Yes.
belief is an interesting belief actually,
Okay.
because all I just have to just say one thing, and
Oh no.
that's belief.
Oh.
I just have to say one thing. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to say anything. For all our viewers, all I have to do is just do this.
You done now, Sid?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Can I say I'm actually a fan of Villa. Like what Una Emery has done with this team, how Steven Gerrard made this team look like they are relegation fodder.
No,
That's what Stephen Gerrard did
no,
to this team.
he's done well. Unai Emery's done well with the team, but I
Yeah,
also I look at those two fixtures, and
yeah.
Rashford does enjoy scoring against these two fixtures. When
Oh no,
he's
no,
played for
like
United, he's scored against Man City quite a few times, and when he's played against Newcastle, he's done a little something, something. You know what I mean? So
I will say that Rashford is because of both of these defenses. Like Burn is like he's not like the most nimble defender, whatever. So Rashford's pace in behind could cause damage to these teams. So I'm not denying that I'm scared. And if I was like a negative O, I would bring in Rashford just so that even if he sucks, at least I know. But I'm not that. Or I have to do it for. I have to do what's best for the Super Kings. I can't let my ego stop me from flourish in life. But Rashford is a very good bet because he clearly is the number one choice at Aston Villa. I haven't seen Watkins see the field, and Watkins has been fit for the past 2-3 game weeks, and he's always coming off the bench. So if you had like on normal statistics a guy that's a midfielder in the game playing center forward for a top seven team in the league, and he's only like what 6.3 now or something, so I'm like,
six
oh, he's
point
in the sixes. I don't
six
know
point
exactly how
seven
much.
now. He's six
Oh,
point
six
seven
point
now.
seven. So he's in the sixes and he's a striker. He's playing striker in a team that is in the top seven and he's listed as a midfielder. It's a no-brainer if we were using logic. So that is a with bated breath, I would say that is a good person that I would believe in if I was you. I would believe that'd be a good belief. So my strike three out is someone that said something to do last week, and I kind of left him off and said, sometimes you were just wrong. You were just you, you just when you're in love or you believe in somebody, you just can't see straight. But now, after I got my prescription glasses, I can see clearly now, and Foden will be gone. And it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. So Foden is my strike three out. He only started training on Thursday. Pep notoriously loves training, so the fact that he hasn't trained at all, he's only trained like for one day. Um, Maybe they want to save him for the FA Cup semi-final, so he might start the second game in the double game week, but he's definitely not starting both games. So I'm not willing to take that chance. Since I've had him, he's brought nothing but pain and suffering in my life. And sometimes you just gotta quit while you're ahead. You can't expect a man to change, so he's not gonna change. So then he is definitely somebody that I'm gonna get rid of. I've already got rid of Palmer, so that's another strike three out. Well, so he's gone because Chelsea can't even beat Liga Warsaw, whatever they're called for, but they couldn't even beat them, and they started everybody. I saw Palmer, Jackson, Sancho, Enzo Fernandez. I saw the whole team out there, and they can't beat some team in Poland. So I'm like, that team is nonsense. And so they are gone from my belief system. And then the last strike three is either going to be Murphy, Livermento, or Kirkes, just so that they're not bad players, but just because I'm going to try to get another double game week player in. So it's just purely circumstance of getting a double game week player in, and so one of those three are my strike three out where they've been good servants to the game, but the game is the game. Since we are both free hitting in game week 34, it doesn't matter who we bring in really because yeah, we're gonna free hit them in game week 34 that they're gonna be blanking because all the Champions League teams will be blank, not Champions League, FA Cup teams will be blanking in game week 34. So then your Crystal Palaces and those and whoever they're playing, you don't have to worry about that. So I don't have to worry about things long term. It's just about getting another doubler in. So one of those three are going to also be strike three out, purely just because I need to have doublers for my bench boost.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, my strike three. I don't have one right now. I can't think of a player that should definitely be out of your team. I think
Yeah, but I think it's the same of just a single game week player
like
making room
yeah,
for.
I even some single game week players. I think like kind of with Murphy. I'm kind of torn with getting him
Yeah.
out because he's clearly proving to be um
Who?
quite a good asset to have. Because if you take even one of his scores from a single game week, if he can manage to do that against Villa, which I don't know
Mm.
if he can if it's possible because I don't know if it's possible that they do that against Villa, but
Mm.
if he could, then like it's still worth having him for a double game week. It's just yeah, I definitely agree with the defense side. Um, maybe an Isaac might be a good question to get out and look for a Danny Welbeck or no, I'm joking. I was joking. I can't be serious about that one. But like I'm just looking at the double game week players here.
Mm.
Hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm just checking. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we still have to think about it. We still have some time to. We still have
No,
one
I'm
more.
just I was just thinking about like the double game week teams, and I'm
Yeah,
just
so
looking
it's yeah,
like
so it's Villa, Crystal Palace, City. And Arsenal. Yeah.
yeah. You see, I don't trust City enough to like. I don't know if I trust Savinho or somebody like a Savinho or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
That's yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say my strike three out is still the ones I told you last week, which you're following through on. Like, if
What
you
are you
have
right?
those, if you have any of those people in your team, which is Foden or Palmer, then yes, that's a strike three out for sure. But like,
No, no. And
I
I've listened.
think
They're gone now.
I'm
They're gone.
happy. I'm happy you've listened, but this is more for the people who are not you. Like, um, I just think yeah, like if you set up your team pretty decently, because I'm 90% sure majority of us have used a free hit, not a free hit, a wild card by now. I think it's like if you've got that set team, stick with the set team. I think I don't think there's a unless you have an injury problem or something like that. I don't think there's a realistic reason to get someone out of your team just yet. I think it what might be more beneficial is just sitting and holding onto your players because like there's still a very good chance that Isaac or Murphy go and pop off against Villa and then they put 2-3 past Villa. Do you know what I mean?
So to go on to that point, another one because of my struggles in midfield, I'd actually go for Jared Bowen against Southampton as a good single game week, where um yeah, if you're also looking for because like you said of City, you can pick whoever you want. There's no guarantee they're gonna get those 4 points minimum
Mm-hmm.
um in their midfield, where you know Bowen's gonna start as a striker against Southampton. Um, so that's just also just if you're just looking for that 1 week punt type of situation. Um, he is him, or if you want to try to take a chance on a Diaz or another Liverpool player against Leicester, those are also more just for starts. Unless you know, unless you think someone's gonna start, definitely. I'd also say you can also go for a one game maker that could really do well because Pedro was the single game weeker that got 12 points this game week. He outscored Isaac with his two games. Pedro, hmm, now he wants to score. But João Pedro then also in a single game week was able to be the top goal scoring striker when there was Marteta and Isaac out there doubling as well. So don't don't sleep on the single game weekends where you can try to get another Liverpool midfielder because they're playing Leicester, or Bowen because he's playing Southampton and he's a striker as a midfielder. So that's also something to that I'm also considering because I don't want to I can't go from Foden to De Bruyne. I have the same issue. I'm like, I'm like, I'm still spending money on somebody I don't know if he's going to start week in and week out, and also I don't have another wild card, so I'm going to have to get rid of the person eventually again if this carries on going along. So those are just things to consider as well in your decision making. Of don't forget the single game makers because they can also come right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to our hindsight is foresight, where we predict the results so we can decide who is going to pop off. So we think of who we're going to select for our team. And Sid has shown that he has great foresight because he said Man United were going to get absolutely murdered, and they did. I believed. I believed us against Newcastle, but ooh, boy, did they show me. Hey, Hey, that's how I wasn't believing. I was like, yo, we got rid of Onana. Then I realized, yo, Onana isn't the problem. We are the problem. We are the problem. Onana is not the issue. We, we as a goalkeeping collective are the issue. So, yeah. So the first game week, so it's a late game week start. This game week, there's no afternoon kickoff. So the first game is Brentford versus Brighton. Um, I think it's a 2-1 Brighton.
No.
No, Brighton are out here, fam. I've been what Pedro Porro is on the. I know we have a call up, but I've I've seen Pedro Porro's status. You know, that's I'm just letting you know. I've I'm keeping an eye
Brentford
out.
win. Brentford win 2-1. Don't even
Okay,
play
I'm
games.
just saying. Just know
Don't.
you heard it here first about João Pedro, fam.
Yeah,
I've seen,
I've heard it. I heard it,
and I'm
and
just saying.
I'm telling you, João Pedro is a flash in the pan.
I'm just saying they on Instagram they're looking hot. They're posting some good bikini pics. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if I'm gonna like them yet. I'm just letting you know
I think
that
this
I can see the
like
glow up happening. It's
I
a new
think you
haircut.
I think you're underestimating how good Brentford are,
Other
especially
way.
at home, especially at
That's true.
home, especially with them where they are in the league right now, which is wait. So they can go for top 10. Brighton and Brentford, like yeah. So if Brentford win this weekend,
Mhm.
they're 2 points behind Brighton for top
Okay.
10. I think. I mean, look, top 10 is nothing to write home about, but
Mm.
it's just. I think it's just a thing of probably their own internal
Yeah,
goal.
top half of the league finish. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no from. Wait, 8, 9, and 10 don't have any Europe.
Nah.
No.
It's only gonna be it depends who wins the FA Cup. It depends who wins the FA Cup. But then it'll be um top five Champions League. And then who came second? Wait, who won the League Cup again? Liverpool. Yeah,
Yeah,
Liverpool won the league. No,
yeah,
no. Well, yeah, it was Liverpool. Yeah, no,
yeah, Liverpool.
yes.
No,
Yeah, Liverpool
no,
won. So then sixth place gets
no.
Europa League.
Liverpool bottled it.
Yeah, wait, who won? Oh, Newcastle. Yes, Newcastle.
Newcastle, yes.
Yes, Newcastle won. Yeah. So
Yes.
then, depending if Newcastle make the Champions League, which looks likely, then sixth place will get sixth place is gonna get well sixth place whoever wins the FA Cup makes Europa League.
Okay.
So so then if a team that makes a Champions League wins, then sixth place becomes Europa League, and then because seventh place wins conference. So then if you won the League Cup, Newcastle in the Conference League now, but if they make the Champions League or Europa League, then seventh place is gonna get into the Conference League. So
Okay.
yeah, you have to come top seven to stand a chance,
Okay.
basically.
So
So,
yeah, they're well off that pace.
yeah.
No, they're well off
So
that pace. So yeah, look, I don't know. I think I feel like Brentford have got this at home.
okay, yeah, that's fair. No, I just I think Brighton are just having a young resurgence, and I think Brentford, nothing to really play for this season. They might decide to go on the beach, you know, pack up early. I don't know,
Brighton also
but
have
yeah,
nothing to
so
play for.
I'm just saying,
Okay,
So
yeah.
then
Anyway,
so then it's Crystal Palace, Bournemouth. I think this is going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a score draw. I think either 1-1 or 2-2.
I think it's a 2-1 to Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth are really out here.
Yeah, I think
Like,
Bournemouth win this game. Just one of the pure factors is I think Palace have nothing to play for
mm,
other than playing for that FA Cup, and I think a
mm-hmm.
lot of the like in the back of a lot of the players' minds, they're not gonna go. They're not gonna go hard. They're not gonna put their all into these games.
In case they
So
get injured, yeah, in case
yeah,
they
in
get
case of
injured.
injury, so you're not gonna see them flying into tackles. You're not gonna see them, and I think Bournemouth, if you're playing an unmotivated Palace side, I think Palace gets walked over. Not walked
Yeah,
over, but
and Bournemouth have been like a sleeper team. Like they've really surprised me. They've done really well this season.
yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think yeah. So I think it's going to be a draw, but I'm not afraid to say Bournemouth can win. Yeah, I don't. I think Bournemouth can win that game. Then it's Man City versus Everton. I think it's going to be 1-0 or 2-1 to City.
I think 3-0 City.
Yeah,
Because,
I don't.
yeah.
I haven't seen City like okay. They only got ruthless once. Once Crystal Palace scored 2 goals. So I'm like, that's what needs to happen because before that, City were getting dog walked. Then City were like, wait, oh, you think you're gonna do this in my house? You know that disrespect. I'm like, you had guests over and you were fine. But then the guests decided to like start dancing on tables and break glasses. Then they're like, okay, now you're taking me for the piss. Like I was trying to be a nice guest, but now you're gonna. So I think City need to get angry. Like I don't think like City like run through the motions because they know they're the better team. But then as soon as somebody doesn't take them seriously, they're like, okay, now now you're gonna start playing this game. So that's why I want That's why I want Everton to just get that one goal in the beginning, and see they're gonna be like, okay, let's go now. So then that's what I'm waiting for. That's why. So but I think I don't know if Everton will attack like they attack because David Moyes is there. So that's why I say a lower scoreline of City are gonna spend the most of the game trying to break them down, rather than a
Mm.
free flowing like how Crystal Palace play. So then that's why I just say 1-0, 2-1 because I think Moyes is gonna sit back and Man City are gonna have to try and break them down.
And I think they will break them down. Because if Man City win this game this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
they can. And
Top
Forest.
four. Well,
Well,
yeah.
they're in fifth place right
Uh,
now.
Yeah.
And if Forest lose this weekend, which I don't think they would, because we'll get to that fixture just now, but I
Oh no. I just who they playing.
yeah, I don't think they'll lose that fixture, but if they do, then City are basically fourth in the league with about 4 games left, 4 or 5 games left, and they
And
could
they need
make.
Champions League. Like it'll be the first time Pep has never qualified for the Champions League in his Premier League, not Premier League, his managerial career. Like in his time being alive, being in this job, he has
Yeah,
always qualified for the Champions League. So I don't think it's, and he signed a new contract. So I don't think it's gonna start now. I don't think, I don't think he's not gonna. That's why they sign players. He's not gonna start losing now.
but that's
So
also
yeah,
why I say like they could actually like if they do well, they could end up second in the league.
no, you guys haven't. Don't stress.
No, I'm
See,
being like I'm being like I'm being genuine. I don't think Arsenal's heart is in. I don't think they care whether they come two, three,
second.
four, five.
No. I
Like
fully agree with you. That's. I mean, they've started Sterling for like two of their last four games.
yeah,
That's a signifier that you don't care
yeah,
about the league. If if you're like, yo, you know what, Raheem Sterling, roll you out, fam. Not even off the bench. From just walk out, get the ball. Woo! You're like, nah.
like Newcastle sitting in third. They're 4 points behind Arsenal, and Man City are 4 points behind Newcastle. So they're about 8 points away. That's realistically a 3 game swing. If Arsenal go and draw the next 3 games, you're starting to look at like you're starting
Yeah,
to really
but
look at like because we've got like and I don't think Arsenal's head is going to be in the league
mm, no.
any.
Like, I still don't believe that, but I definitely think that Arsenal's head is like, especially that midweek game between the first leg and the second leg. I can definitely see Arsenal like prioritizing where even even Ruben Amorim said, "Oh, I'm playing the kids now." I'm like he's like, "Oh, this league, I don't give. There's nothing that these guys can teach me in the league. None of these fools can get injured because then I'm screwed." So Amaran even said, "Bro, be ready to see High School Musical Take Two at Old Trafford." That's
Which
so.
yeah, which I'm fine if
Uh,
Arteta does do that with our team.
so I think
I'm
so
fine
I
with
think it,
it.
I think it'll happen after, like you said, of this double game week. Though I think he wants to lock up qualification first because you guys still have to because it's still tied up there. Like Newcastle, Villa, they can all make a run still. Chelsea, but never. But it's it's mathematically they can still be there. So
Yeah.
I think that after these two games, I definitely think that Arsenal will basically, if they get like six from the next two, Arsenal will also just play the kids. When Yeri needs more minutes, you know what I'm saying? Kibiol has been doing well. California is training. We saw Zinchenko and Tenny. I'm like, I didn't even knew you had those players still. I'm like, that's because you guys found Skelly from nowhere. You're like, you had those players, and you're like, nah, Skelly, you the old that's gonna be running out there. Forget these buffoons here. We running you out. You're 19, no one knows you, but I know what these fools are. So and and then they were out there running around playing a good time. So I think that that'll definitely happen. I think after this game week.
Yeah. So that's why I
So
say. So going back to what I was saying, I
yeah.
definitely think Man City will push to beat Everton quite a bit because also goal difference will make a big deal in this scenario, especially
Mm,
considering how tight it is.
mhm.
So yeah, I do think Man City win this game 3-0.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I still go for 2-1, but yeah, I'll take 3-0. 3-0 is when I go for West Ham Southampton. I'm like, Southampton still lost 3-0 to Aston Villa, even though um, Ramsdale saved two penalties. Like, like they they are calamitous. Still statistically they are on the run to be the worst team in the league. Like they still are 2 points away from reaching the lowest Premier League total ever. So they're still, I don't know where they're getting the 2 points from, but it's not today. So I think West Ham, they've been fine under Potter. Like nothing's been rejuvenated or whatever, but they've gotten away from danger like they were before. Like they were flirting with relegation. Now they're just a normal team. So Like Potter still hasn't made his magic one yet, but they're fine. And Southampton are abysmal. So I have no
I wouldn't
problem
go with
saying
a 3-0. I'd go with like a 2-0.
okay. Hmm.
I don't know.
I was just saying because Villa's like yeah, just because of Villa dog walked them, I was kind of
And you think West Ham is as good as Villa?
no. I'm just
That's my
I'm
point.
just hoping. I'm just hoping because I might be getting Bowen in. You know, I'm just trying to
I
have a
know.
little.
I know that
I'm
I
just
know what you're
I'm
doing.
trying to talk
That's
myself
why
into it.
I know what you're doing, and that's why I'm throwing some logic into this fucking
I'm trying
conversation.
to talk myself into getting Bowen. That's what
Don't
I'm
talk
trying to.
yourself into getting Bowen. If you have to talk yourself into doing something, don't do it. You have to justify why you're doing it. Don't do it. It's not a good idea.
No, I'm just
Man,
trying to
you
put
know what? I
I'm
realized
putting
Tibbs is
all
the
the
guy.
pieces
Tibbs,
together. You know what I'm
Tibbs
saying?
is your
I'm just
friend.
putting all
Tibbs
the
is your
pieces
drunk
together.
friend in the middle of a club. Go and he's like, bruh, I found the most beautiful girl in my life. And you're like,
Yeah.
really? Where? And he's like, nah, dog, I'm gonna hook up with her. This is gonna be amazing. She's gonna be the love of my life. And next thing, the man is pointing to a pole because he's.
At least you know she's gonna stay, man. He's reliable. You know, it's gonna be a stable relationship. You know, she'll never leave you. Like I'm seeing the drunk friend's logic. If I think about it, I'm seeing the drunk friend's logic. I'm not
This
even
is
gonna
why I
lie.
said you are the drunk friend. You out here trying to convince yourself that a goddamn pole is a good idea.
And let's putting it out there. How is that in?
Uh-uh.
There's a good foundation for this relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-uh.
She could really stand her ground. You know, I'm seeing what the drunk person's talking about. I'm seeing it.
Nah, fuck you. Okay.
So
Villa.
Villa,
Yeah.
um, Newcastle are just on fire. So I'm actually gonna say 2-1 to Newcastle. I think Aston Villa, like I said before, always have like a hangover after after their Champions League escapades. I think they exhausted everything trying to make their comeback um, against PSG after being so close. I just think Newcastle are the team in form, so I think it's going to be 2-1 to Newcastle.
Okay. I'll back that. I think I also can go with that because I think like it's gonna be an interesting game because also Villa have the semi-finals next week.
Mm.
It's yeah, it could go either way. And I think 2-1 is a fair. I could even see a draw out of this game, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I also could see a draw. I just think Newcastle are focused on making Champions League now. They're like, that's my priority.
Well, yeah, they want to
Um,
keep. For them to keep Isaac, they have to make Champions League.
yeah. So I think that's their focus. Aston Villa have different focuses. Um, so then that's why.
But you
But
know what?
I could see a draw.
Do you know
I
what?
could see a draw.
Do you know what
I
would be
could see a
crazy?
draw.
Do you know what would be crazy? The fact that Villa
What?
got all the way to a quarterfinal and they don't make next year's Champions League spot.
No, they still have games to make it. Like they're still in and around. They can. It'll be tough for them, but this is one of the games that they must win to make it. But I'm backing Villa in the FA Cup, so they can make the Europa League from the FA Cup. So yeah, Champions League
Yeah,
could be hard, but
but I
you
mean,
know Emery loves the Europa League, so you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like,
I know Emery loves the Europa League.
either way, he's happy.
No, dog. I know Emery loves the Europa League, but he came here to be able to play in Champions League. So, so
Listen,
like
sometimes
no,
your first love is the one you need to go for. Forget your
Nah.
new wife, you know?
Hey,
Your
leave
high
your
school
pole,
sweetheart, that's where you need to be.
bruh, leave your pole at home, bruh. Leave your pole at home. Stop trying to convince people that the pole is a woman. It's a pole. And all I'm trying to say is, it's just a wild fact that you think of a team who gets to a quarterfinal and almost makes it to a semi-final is not in the Champions League the next season.
Nah, they will be there. I believe they'll find a way.
Hey, bro, I don't know if you know if you've looked at that leg in the table anytime recently.
It's rough out there. Like, I actually don't know how they're gonna get there. Yeah, I think this is because I think that that final spot is gonna be between. I actually don't even know who's gonna make top five. Actually, next week we should decide who we're gonna think is gonna make the top five. I think for next week we should try and come up with who's gonna make the top five.
I mean, I can tell you right now who's gonna make the top five.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling, but
I think Forest get knocked out of the top five, which will be sad. But I think it's just looking at their down. Like
yeah,
now they're being hunted. The problem is they were just having fun, and I think they're getting hunted. So I think they end up dropping out of top five. I think Newcastle, Man City. I think Man City comes to 2 or 3. Arsenal drop to 2. Like if Arsenal drop, they'll drop to 3. Man City to 2, which will be like we'll get bantered for it as a team. We'll get bantered for it. For Arsenal will get bantered for it, but it is what it is. And then I think at that point Newcastle at 4. Then I think mm, it would be either Villa or Chelsea that makes 5. I don't think. I think Forest drops out completely.
yeah. So my one is the same as you, but I think it's gonna be between Villa and Forest. I don't think Forest are gonna go out without a fight because Chris Wood came back last game week. He got his first start since he got injured. So you know who's gonna come when Mateta doesn't double anymore. You know we're going back home, baby. The man that has got me my green arrows. I'm gonna go. I'm coming home. He's gonna be. I'm gonna tell the world. My Chris,
Okay.
now that Chris Wood is back, he's here to save the day. He's
Okay.
here to
Let's
save the
see.
day. So I think the same as you, same as that top four. I think it'll be Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and I think it'll be between Villa and it'll be between Villa and Nottingham Forest because Chelsea. Even now Jackson is back. Oh, we forgot that Jackson is also still shit. I'm like, we forgot this. We're like, oh, you just less shit than like who they were playing before. But oh no, you are still terrible as a player. So then that's why I don't believe that Chelsea are in it because Palmer has fallen off a cliff. Trust me, I've had him this whole time. so
Watch
so
Palmer score. Watch
so
Palmer score.
Sid, trust me, right now I don't care. It's like when you see your ex is in another relationship, I'm like, you know what? That's a you problem. I'm like, right now, I'm not even jealous because I know what problems that you are having right now. So enjoy those problems because I've had problem. I've had it. I know it. I don't care. He's just problematic to society. So and also Chelsea still are gonna try and win the Europe that trophy. And I don't think Chelsea care like because I remember the manager saying, "Yeah, we're ahead of schedule. We weren't meant to qualify for the Champions League this season." So I don't think they don't have the gumption or the care enough to make a run for it. So
Okay.
that's why I think Chelsea will fall apart. But speaking of Chelsea, Chelsea versus Fulham to compete like capitulation. I think
Oh, they're
Fulham are going
losing
to
this
win
game.
2-1.
They're
I
losing
think,
this game.
yeah, I think Fulham are going to win 2-1. Fulham are
Yeah.
also a team on fire, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so so I think Fulham are going to win this game 2-1.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Ipswich Arsenal. I think
I think Arsenal win 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. I think Arsenal win 2-0.
I'm gonna go with the 1-0.
Yeah.
I
You know,
think Arsenal
Ipswich,
score. I think Arsenal score an early goal and then just sit back the rest of the game and chill.
yeah, I can see that happening.
I don't.
Hey, now we go. I say Man United Wolves. I think at the Theatre of Dreams, we're going back. We're running it back. It's going to be another goal frenzy. It's going to be a 3-2 to Manchester United bonanza. So, like,
No. I think it's a 2-1.
okay, yeah.
2-1 to Wolves.
We, I just knew there's always one. There's just always one enemy of progress.
Listen,
I'm like,
listen.
I'm on a rhythm.
Listen, just because you went and beat whatever random team this was in the Europa League by the skin of your teeth doesn't doesn't mean now you come back to the Premier League and you guys suddenly start scoring goals for fun. I guarantee you, in this game this week, if you guys are lucky to score one goal.
Now, okay. Here's where I'm gonna retort now, because now we're here now. Man United have been a dog shit team. I'm not even lying to you. There's no way to sugarcoat it. We are abysmal. But the one thing we've been able to do is there's a reason we are in the place we are in the league. We are able to beat the teams that are terrible. Wolves are terrible. Yes, we lose against. So Wolves are terrible, and then if we're playing a big team, we can park the bus. Everyone else that can actually play football, we can't beat. We can't beat them. We can't beat them. Wolves are abysmal. We beat abysmal teams. That is the one thing we do. So that is why I am saying, I'm not saying this from delusion, from oh my god, I'm saying this from facts. When we play a team that is abysmal, we beat them. If we can play football, we lose. Wolves, Wolves can't play football. So
Oh,
that's
really?
why 3-2.
So at the beginning of the season,
Yes,
on the
yes,
twenty
yes,
sixth of not even the beginning of the season, but
yes.
4 months ago,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you played Wolves, what happened?
No, no, see, nah,
No, no,
I
no,
actually,
no. What happened?
I actually don't know. I
You
forgot.
guys lost 2-0. You guys lost to Wolves 2-0. You guys lost to Wolves 2-0. Then, Thursday, 1st of February, last season, what was the score? 4-3. You guys just beat Wolves 4-3.
Yes, that's what I'm
Then,
saying. 3-2.
then, wait, no,
3-2.
no, no. Just listen to this. Then, Monday, 14th of August, which is like, this is like now last season, at the beginning of the season, at the beginning of last season, when you guys were like actually pretty okay, you guys beat Wolves 1-0. Then, 13th of May, the last time you comprehensively beat Wolves was in May 2023.
Where's 3-2 comprehensive? I don't understand how this is comprehensive. I'm
The
telling
I
you.
might no my point in not my point in this matter is the last time you scored goals against
Oh, okay, okay,
Wolves is in
okay.
three is literally the last time you properly like no wait you did beat them 4-3 and you did score goals, but in that game as well, do you know who scored your goals for you in that game where you guys beat them 4-3?
No, I can't remember that game. Who scored?
Scott McTominay and Marcus Rashford.
Ah, my boy. Oh, I remember. Then he did the celebration. Yes, I remember that one. Ah, that was my point. I missed that. Oh, actually, I actually miss. I miss O's. Actually, that's the joys. Man United. I miss McTominay and Fred. To be honest with you, like those are my O's. Those are my O's back in the day.
So
But
now bringing it back to current day, you guys lose 2-1.
okay, fine. I'm gonna say 3-2. I believe. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I
And like I said, I love to watch United supporters because it's like them watching their parents have sex. That's all it is.
Again, you need to stop this. Sid. Like, you need to stop this analogies of your. Just let it go. But
I'm
you
not
so
letting this
good.
analogy go because it's the
Let it
truest thing in
go.
the world. It is the truest
Let
thing
it
in the
go.
world. The truest thing in the world is watching United supporters gain hope, lose hope, gain hope, lose hope, gain hope, lose hope. What happened last week when you guys drew to whoever you guys drew to Lyon, and then you were like, no, we're gonna beat, we're gonna beat this team, we're gonna beat this team. What happened?
I said I said we're gonna lose to Newcastle, but I want to hope for a draw. That's what I said.
And I
That's
said,
I knew my team.
I said what?
Oh, Newcastle were gonna win hands down.
Yeah. And what happened?
Newcastle. I said they're gonna lose, but the fan in me wanted a draw because I said you're gonna Anana's not gonna start, and then I realized, oh, Anana is actually doing the best he can. He's just terrible. It's not the system. Onana is doing the best he can. He's just terrible. He's the best of a bad bunch. You know, he's top of the D class. That's the issue. He's top of the D class. The issue is we need an A. We need someone at least bottom set A class. You know what I'm saying? At
Yeah.
least bottom set. At least bottom of the A class. We could live with that. But anyway, let's go with Liverpool versus Leicester. I think Liverpool win 3-1.
Yeah. I think Liverpool cream this game. Not even 3-1. I think 3-0. Because they'll have
I
like
just haven't seen Liverpool keep a lot of clean sheets. That's just the only.
I
That's
think
just
they've
the only.
like honestly they've got nothing else to play for.
Yeah.
They need to win two more games and then they're done. Like no one will beat them.
Then they can have their God of Honor at Chelsea Stadium.
Yeah. Which will be the most hilarious thing ever. So
Living in the dream. So here's where we start getting right. Where Nottingham Forest versus Spurs, where Oliver Wood comes back and secures a simple 1-0 victory. I think, like you said, Nottingham Forest are on a downturn, but the downturn has come with also Oliver Wood's injuries.
you
So
mean Christopher Wood?
I think now that he's back, they're
You
gonna
mean
go
Christopher?
back to
You
what
mean
they
Chris
did
Wood?
beforehand.
You mean Chris
Huh?
Wood? You mean
No, I call
Chris?
him Christopher Oliver. So, yeah, see, I forgot Chris Wood. I'm thinking of Harry Potter. I don't know why. It was Harry Potter on my mind. Chris Wood. So then Chris Wood is back. He was back last game week. Tottenham scored one penalty to win their game in Europe. So they're still not pointing. I think Nottingham Forest are going to go back to what brought them to the dance: tight defense and relying on Wood to get one goal. So I believe that that's what's going to happen. Nuno gets to go back home to the club that never believed in him, that sacked him, and he's going to be like, "Who you thought I was the problem? I'm gonna show you." So just a young revenge game for Nuno. So I say 1-0 Nottingham Forest.
I say 1-1 draw.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Then we
expand
have
on that.
City Villa. So this one, I actually think Villa will win this 2-1.
I hope Villa win this 2-1
No,
because
I genuinely.
I need City to lose because
No,
also
because
which is also a crazy stat. I don't know if you know this stat, but no team in the top six, barring Liverpool, this season have managed to rack up more than 3 wins in a row.
yeah, okay, I actually never knew that. But that's why I said, that's I'm also going for Villa, where City are an inconsistent team, and City has been showing of if you know how to play football, or you have or like you can beat City. If you know what your plan is to beat City, you can beat City. Like City have relied very much on having better players than other opposition.
Hmm.
But then as soon as you come at them with an actual like structure and formula to beat them, they are they've proven to be able to get at them. So Villa, the one thing you can say, Une runs his team very good. So I actually think Villa can win this game 2-1.
Okay, I'll back you on that.
And then Arsenal Palace. I actually think this is going to be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I can see it also being a 1-1 draw or a 1-0 win to Arsenal. It just depends on. Honestly, it just depends on the team that they put out for Palace, because like what Wednesday 23rd of April is the Arsenal game. When is the? Wait, hold on, give me 2 seconds.
Champions League game will be the following week then.
Not the Champions League, the FA Cup final,
Oh,
FA Cup semi.
I think it was that weekend. So that's
So yeah,
that's what
literally
that's
two
why there's
games.
a blank. No, that's
Yeah,
so I might give Arsenal the win. That's why there's a blank for those teams. that weekend because they have FA Cup.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm thinking. Like 2 days later, they have to play an FA Cup semi-final.
well, three,
Um,
yeah, 3 days, yeah,
3 days.
So oh yeah, that's true. Actually, so then yeah, they might come with a weekend team. So yeah,
That's
Arsenal
what I'm saying. Like it just depends on
on what team Arsenal play. Yeah,
yeah, it just depends on the team because yeah, that's the first game, the first game of that week of the semi-final run is Palace Villa, and
yeah. So
both Palace and Villa are playing in the middle of the
Tuesday
week.
night.
Yeah, so at least Villa have one more day to rest
Mm-hmm.
and arguably have a better squad than Palace. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But City are also gonna rest people because they also have a Champions League game. I mean, an FA Cup game,
Yeah,
even if it's
exactly.
but
So
yeah,
for them, for City and Villa, it's like basically same scenario
yeah,
for them, which is fine. Um, I think Palace is a different story where it's like literally imagine playing Wednesday and you've got to play again Saturday because they play Saturday evening.
yeah,
Imagine playing Wednesday and they play Saturday evening against Villa. One of literally the biggest game in
yeah. Of your season,
Palace's
of season,
season.
yeah.
Yeah, for their big
Yeah,
yeah
that
their
one of the games, yeah, 100%. So
so
yeah,
like
I think it depends on who Arsenal play, and since Arsenal, because I think Arsenal are also blanking 34
yeah
because they they fixtures against someone else. So Arsenal have a full week. Yeah, Arsenal are blanking 34.
yeah
So Arsenal have a full week to prepare for Champions League. So I still think Arsenal will play a strong lineup because they'll have a full week's rest until their Champions League game. So actually, I changed it to I think Arsenal win 1-0. Actually, I
yeah.
agree with you. I think Arsenal win
So
1-0.
yeah, it could still happen over 1-1, but like I
Yeah.
think it's more likely a 1-0. I think it's the same scenario with the Ipswich game where I don't think Arsenal is gonna go out there to destroy a team. I think they're just looking for the 3 points and then they're gonna sit back and chill because I don't think they want to like realistically they don't want any injury issues. They don't want any like problems coming for the PSG game. They want to give people time to just run out and like the majority of that team is just there to run out and get some minutes under their belt to be sharp for the PSG game.
Okay, yeah, nah, I can get that.
So yeah.
I can get behind that. So then, just on your last for your team, who's your captaincy? Who you looking to captain this game week? And just any last advice you'd give anybody for this game week?
Either captaining Mamouche or I'm captaining Saka.
Yeah, same. I'm either Mamush or Saka. And yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
then
get
and
triple Arsenal. I will
yeah,
have triple Arsenal. I don't know if it's gonna be Moreno or a defender, but I'm gonna have a triple Arsenal because I already have Saka and Raya. And then I'm gonna decide on what to do with Foden, whether I go Rogers, Rashford, De Bruyne,
you can't go
Bowen.
Rashford though.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, but one of those are gonna happen. One of those are gonna happen.
All I have
So
to
we'll see
say,
what's gonna happen.
buddy.
We'll see what happens this game week. So thank you guys. I swear, I think just for the show, I won't get Rashford, even like just for the show. But in hindsight, Rashford has been told that he is Aston Villa's penalty taker. So after Asensio decided to do Chacharach and miss both of them, they're like, actually, you know what? Whoop, whoop. So not a bad thing because Rashford's clearly also on penalties. But we'll see what happens. But that is what you. Thank you guys for listening to the episode. That's all we have for this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. My name is Tips from the FPL Diamond Dogs.
And my name's Sid.
And remember, we are number one in the field.
And number one in your hearts.
I hate you so much.